She sat in the Panera Bread parking lot and cried because someone didn't respond to her text for 4 hours. Now, before you say, oh my gosh, Renisha, that's so dramatic, listen, she knew it was dramatic. Her chest was tight, her stomach dropped, and some part of her brain had already decided that those 4 hours meant she was unwanted again. And the thing is, she wasn't crazy. She wasn't broken. She wasn't doing too much. Her nervous system had been trained for years to treat silence as rejection, and rejection is danger. Don't judge me, judge your mama. If you have ever spiraled over a text, over a pause, over being left out of something, I need you to know that you are not too dramatic, you are not too needy, and you are not too sensitive. You are wired. And somebody wired you. That's what we're talking about today. And before we get into that, I'm Renisha, the founder of the Healing Suites. And if nobody has checked on you today, that's exactly why I'm here. Today, we're getting into how rejection literally rewires your nervous system, why you feel rejection 10 times harder than other people, and what healing actually looks like. Not affirmations, not just pray about it, but it's real body level rewiring. Stay with me. This one is going to hit. Okay, so here's what I need you to understand about rejection and why it hits the way it does. Your brain, from the very beginning, is a survival machine. And one of the things it's most concerned about is belonging. Because for a child, belonging isn't just emotional, it's literal survival. You need your caregivers to stay close to you. You need to be chosen, seen, wanted. That is not neediness. That's biology. So what happens when the person who's supposed to choose you kept pulling away? What happens when mama was critical instead of warm? When daddy was absent? When the church only loved you when you were performing? When you were only valued when you were useful? Your nervous system took notes, and those notes became a blueprint, a rejection blueprint. Your body learned at a cellular level that love is conditional, that closeness isn't safe, that being too much or too needy or too real will cost you your belonging. Researchers call what happens next rejection sensitivity, but I want you to picture it like this. Imagine your nervous system is a smoke detector. A normal smoke detector goes off when there's actual smoke, but a rejection wired nervous system, it goes off at the smell of a candle, a text with a period instead of an exclamation mark, a friend who takes an extra day to respond. I'm that friend. A compliment that doesn't feel sincere enough. Your alarm system is not broken. It's just calibrated for a level of danger that you used to live in. And here is what I want you to know, especially if you grew up in a home where love was unpredictable or in a church where you only mattered if you were serving. Those environments create what I called rejection echoes. A rejection echo is when something small happens today and then your body floods with feelings way bigger than the actual situation. This is because it's carrying the weight of every other time you felt unwanted, every time you were overlooked, and every time someone left. That 4-hour text silence wasn't just a 4-hour text silence. It was every time my mother made me feel invisible, all at once, in a Panera parking lot. That's not you being dramatic. That's your nervous system being loyal. Now let me show you how this rejection wiring shows up in your daily life, because I need you to see yourself in this. When your nervous system senses rejection, real or imagined, it does one of 4 things. And I want you to notice which one you do. Fight. You argue in your head. You rehearse the perfect comeback. You over-explain yourself in text messages and emails because you need people to understand you before they leave. You get defensive, not because you're mean, but because your body is trying to fight off the threat of being unwanted. Then there's flight. You disappear before they can. She's a runner, she's a track star. You ghost first. You don't apply for the thing. You don't post the video. You don't launch the business. You don't speak up in the meeting, because if you never try, you can't be rejected. Your nervous system thinks this is protecting you. Baby, you're also protecting yourself from your breakthrough. Freeze. You go blank. Someone says something slightly off to you and you can't think of a response. You dissociate in conflict. You shut down in moments that require you to show up. That's not weakness. That's your nervous system hitting the emergency brake. And then there's fawn. You overserve. You say yes when you mean no. You perform like a Hollywood actress. You shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are the church volunteer who does everything and receives nothing. You are the friend who always shows up but never asks for help. You overfunction in relationships because if you can just make yourself useful enough, maybe they'll stay. Now, which one is you? And don't say all four, even though I know some of you may do all four depending on the relationship. This is important because these responses, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, these aren't your personality. These are survival strategies. They worked when you needed them, but right now, they're keeping you stuck. You don't overreact because you're broken. You react because your nervous system genuinely believes it's saving your life. Real quick, I want you to do something with me right now. Notice your shoulders. Notice your jaw. If they are tight, just unclench a little. That's you telling your nervous system, in this moment, right now, I'm safe enough to listen. Good. Keep doing that as we go. Okay, I need you to go somewhere with me for a second, and I need you to stay with me. Here is the part that nobody talks about, and this is the part that took me the longest to see. At some point, the rejection stopped coming from other people and started coming from you. Your nervous system, trying to protect you from the pain of being rejected, started rejecting you first before anyone else could. You don't share the idea because you've already decided that it's stupid. You don't ask for what you need because you've decided it's too much. You sabotage the connection before it can deepen because you've already determined that they're going to leave. You fired yourself before the interview was even over. And here's where it gets spiritual, because I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't have a spiritual component. There are lies that have been embedded in your identity because of rejection. And I want to name them right now, not to shame you, but because the light exposes what darkness tried to make look like true. Lie number 1, I'm too much. The truth, you are the right amount for the right people, and the people who couldn't hold you were never built for you. Lie number 2, I will always be left. Truth, your history is not your identity. A nervous system that was wired by abandonment can be wired by safe connection. Lie number 3, if I need things, people will leave. Truth, healthy love is not conditional on you disappearing. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to take up space. Lie number 4, God must be rejecting me too. This one, this is the one right here. This is what church hurt adds to the wounds. When spiritual authority rejects you, your nervous system doesn't separate these leaders from God. It can't, not without the healing. So if you have been carrying a belief that God is distant, disappointed, or done with you, I need you to hear me. That is rejection wiring talking, not truth. And you can heal from it. Okay, so we talked about how rejection wires you. We talked about where the lies live. Now I want to give you something that you can actually do. And I know some of you want a 5-step process with a worksheet. I love you, but that's not what your nervous system needs right now. What it needs is one small thing that tells your body, I see what happened to you, and I'm not running from this anymore. So here's your one thing. Write the first rejection. Get out your phone, voice memo, notes app, or actual paper. I don't care. I want you to go back to the first time you remember feeling truly unwanted. Not the adult version, not the little version, the child version. It might be a parent who was too busy, too critical, or too absent. It might be kids at school. It might be a church where you were shamed for not fitting the mold. Go there. And I want you to write or speak these words to that version of you. What happened to you was not about your worth. You were never the problem. And I'm here now. That's it. That's the assignment. Listen, healing doesn't always start with a big breakthrough. Sometimes it starts with going back to the version of yourself that was left behind and telling her she wasn't wrong to hurt. You cannot affirmation your way out of a wound that lives in your body, but you can start to recreate safety in small moments. Small moments that retrain your nervous system to trust that belonging is possible. And if that voice note or that journal entry feels like too much right now, that's okay too. You don't have to do it alone. Which brings me to what I want to share with you before we close. Listen, if you made it to this part of the video, you are not here by accident. You've been carrying this for a long time. the fear of being too much, the hypervigilance, the way you study people's tones, looking for the moment they'll decide that you're not worth staying for, the way you shrink before they ever had a chance to leave. And I want you to know that exhaustion is information. It means a part of you is ready to stop running the old program. If rejection rewired you, healing can rewire you back to who you actually are before the world told you that you were too much. Clarity Reset is where I recommend you start. It's a 7-day inner healing and nervous system experience that was built exactly for this. For women who are ready to stop surviving in their own bodies and to start living again. It's not a journaling challenge, and it's not a self-help book. It is a structured, step-by-step guided experience that walks you through resetting your nervous system, addressing the root of what's keeping you dysregulated, and giving you tools that you can actually use, not just read about. It's 7 days, and the women who go through it all say the same thing. I didn't realize how much I was holding until I finally put it down. The link is in the description. It's called the Clarity Reset. Start there. And if you already have my inner healing vault, Rejection Renounced is in there waiting for you. That class goes even deeper into the specific spiritual and emotional work needed to dismantle the root of rejection. Before I let you go, I want to say something to you directly. You were never created to live as that little girl who always gets left out. That was never God's design for you. You were created to belong. To yourself, to save people, to the life that's actually been waiting for you on the other side of this healing. You are not too much. You are not too late. And you're not alone in this. I'll see you the next time. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video and drop a comment. Let me know, how have you been rejecting yourself before anybody else even got a chance to? I read every single one. Take care of yourself. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.